He used to run to the door when you grabbed the leash. Now he walks. He used to jump on the couch in one motion. Now he takes a moment, finds the angle, goes slowly. You've noticed it. The gradual, quiet shift in the dog you've had for years. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a question has been forming, one that you've probably never said out loud. Does he know? Does your dog know that something is changing? Does he feel what we call getting old? Most people assume the answer is simple. Either dogs don't think about aging at all, they live in the moment, they don't reflect on time, they just are, or they know exactly what's happening. They feel the slowdown, the ache, the difference, and they're simply too good at hiding it to let you see. Both of those answers are incomplete. And what researchers have found, particularly in studies published in 2025 and 2026, paints a picture that is more nuanced, more honest, and in many ways more moving than either. Here's where the science starts. Dogs don't experience time the way we do. They don't have a calendar. They don't have a concept of years passing. They can't look at a photograph of themselves as a puppy and feel the distance between that moment and this one. That specific kind of awareness, biographical self-awareness, appears to require a kind of reflective thinking that dogs don't seem to have in the same form we do. So no, your dog is not lying there thinking, I am 7 years older than I used to be. But here's the part that matters. He doesn't need to think about aging to experience it, and the evidence suggests that what he experiences is very real. A 2026 study published in Frontiers in Behavioral Neuroscience looked at senior dogs across behavioral, cognitive, physiological, and biological markers. What they found was this. Aging in dogs is a multifactorial process. It involves changes in behavior, in cognition, in immune function, in pain response, and in the gut microbiome. And those changes show up in how dogs move, what they do, and how they interact with the world. The dog who used to race to the door and now walks, that's not laziness. His joints carry information his brain acts on. He slows down because his body tells him to. And the critical finding from that same research, pain-related behavioral changes in senior dogs are frequently misinterpreted as normal signs of aging, which means many owners look at a slower, quieter dog and think, he's just old now, when the reality may be, he's in pain, and he's been managing it quietly for months. Dogs don't cry out the way humans do. It's not in their nature. In the wild, showing vulnerability invites danger. So they adapt, they compensate, they find new angles to get on the couch, they drink a little more, they sleep a little differently, they speak in adjustments. Here's where it gets more complicated and more fascinating. Researchers at the University of Arizona have been studying cognitive aging in dogs for years. And what they've found is that dogs can experience something strikingly similar to dementia in humans called Canine Cognitive Dysfunction Syndrome, or CCDS. Colorado State University Veterinary Health System stated in March 2026 that recent research shows aging changes in dogs as they relate to cognitive decline are remarkably similar to humans who suffer from Alzheimer's. Related changes. The same protein plaques in the brain, the same pattern of confusion in familiar spaces, the same sleep disruptions, the same anxiety in environments that used to feel safe, the same moments of seeming lost in a room they've known for 10 years. Your dog doesn't know he has cognitive dysfunction, but he experiences it. He notices in whatever way a dog notices things that something doesn't feel the same. The bowl is where it always is, but he stands near it for a moment, uncertain. The yard is his yard, but something about it tonight seems unfamiliar. He comes to find you more than he used to. Not because he's being affectionate, because you are the most stable thing in a world that is starting to feel less reliable. A North Carolina State University study published in Frontiers in Veterinary Science measured something unexpected: gait speed in senior dogs. They found that how fast a dog walks, off-leash, motivated by food, is correlated with cognitive performance, specifically in the domains of attention and working memory. The slower the walk, the more attention is affected, which means that the gradual slowing you've been watching, the one you've been calling just age, is telling you something about what's happening in his brain, not just his body. He's not simply moving more carefully, he's processing more slowly, and he's adapting because adaptation is what dogs do. They don't sit with the awareness of decline. They don't grieve what they've lost. They live in the version of the world that exists right now, which is, depending on how you look at it, either a limitation or the most elegant coping mechanism imaginable. Now here's something most owners don't consider. His senses are changing too. Vision fades, hearing dims. The nose, the instrument he used to navigate everything, loses some of its precision. And for an animal whose entire world is built on sensory information, that is not a small thing. A dog who seems startled more easily in old age, not anxious, not poorly trained, is often a dog whose hearing has declined so much that sounds arrive without warning. A dog who seems confused in the yard at dusk, not cognitively impaired, not having a bad day, is often a dog whose vision is no longer reliable in low light. He's not confused about who he is. He's getting less information about where he is, and he adjusts every time, as quietly as possible, without asking you to carry any of it. So, does he know he's growing old? Not the way you do. He doesn't lie awake thinking about years passing. He doesn't compare this version of himself to the puppy in the photograph. He doesn't feel the weight of time the way we feel it, but he feels his body. He feels the difference between a morning when movement is easy and a morning when it isn't. He feels the moments when the world seems uncertain in a way it didn't used to. He feels the particular comfort of finding you in a room not just because he loves you, but because you are reliable in a way that his body and his senses are starting not to be. He doesn't know what aging is, but he is living inside it. Every day, quietly, without complaint, without asking you to make it stop. And here's what that means for you. The dog who seems slower, who sleeps more, who takes the stairs carefully, who comes to find you more often in the evening, he is not asking for less from you. He is, in his way, asking for exactly what he has always asked for. Presence, warmth, routine, the certainty that when he turns around, you'll be there. He cannot tell you that his hips ache in the morning. He cannot tell you that the yard feels different at night. He cannot tell you that he finds you because you are the steadiest thing left in a world that is getting harder to read. What he can do is come and sit near you and hope you understand. If your dog is 7 or older, there are things worth watching. Confusion in familiar spaces, changes in sleep patterns, house accidents that never happened before, new anxiety, decreased interest in things he used to love, staring at nothing in particular. Some of these are normal aging. Some are canine cognitive dysfunction manageable when caught early. The difference between those two things is worth a conversation with your vet. Not because anything is necessarily wrong, but because he has spent years paying attention to you. It's worth paying attention back. Does your dog show any of these signs? Tell me how old he is in the comments and one thing you've noticed that changed. Because sometimes reading those comments is how other owners realize they're not alone in what they're watching. Subscribe because every week I explain what your dog is trying to tell you.